Alright guys, so welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Crystal Pitar, and on my channel I go over a lot of business, real estate, wealth creation, mindset. So I even go over hospitality. So just check out my playlist I have for whoever is on here. You might find something interesting. So today I wanted to go over 10 basic principles to help you create wealth if you're in the 9 to 5, right? So the first thing is, if you're wanting to start to manage your money better and you're working a 9 to 5 and that is your sole income, you have to start thinking differently. You have to start creating a different type of mindset. So you really need to know and understand where your money is going, and that is mastering budgeting and your cash flow. So consider your house income a business. You need to know what's coming in your household, and you need to know what's going out, and you need to know where is it going. For a lot of individuals, let's think about this. Do you save your receipts? Do you maybe cash your check and you spend your money on cash in different places? How are you keeping track of that? So we have to do things differently, right? So mastering budgeting and cash flow, understanding. And there's a lot of tips and tricks on that, but that's one basic principle that you have to keep in mind. Where is my money going? How much I'm bringing in? And what do I have remaining, right? And so when you start thinking about that, you want to start planning it out, right? 50% of that income is necessities, and then you do 30% of that is things that you want, and then 20% of it is your saving. You're saving towards some type of investment. You're saving towards some type of project you want to do, or maybe you just don't know right now, right? Because these are steps, guys. You're not going to sprint to this. This is a marathon. This is going to take time. This is a lifestyle. This is a mindset, right? And a lot of times people want things instant. They want it instant with everything. And so you have to understand, this is not an instant thing. This is a daily step by step. And every day you have to work towards this. So first, what we want to do is just figure out, how much we're bringing in, figure out your expenses. And I can go more into detail. And if you're interested in that, let me know and place that in the comments. So the second principle is you need to build an emergency fund, right? So now that you know where your money's coming in from, right, and you know where it's going, now you need to build an emergency fund. I want to say maybe start saving, 3 to 6 months of expenses just in case. And you don't want to touch this. I suggest maybe opening up a different bank account, or same bank, but just different account, and just put it in there and don't touch it, right? And if you really are determined not to touch it, you can go into a high interest account to where you really can't pull that money out immediately. That way it stays in the high interest account and you can start earning interest than just being in your regular checking account. And the next thing that you want to do is, for when you're building and getting out of the 9 to 5, is you want to get out of any high interest debt. If you have a credit card, that is definitely going to be hurting you. You are just accumulating interest and you're never going to pay that off. You have to get out of high interest debt. And whatever it takes, that should be one of your main goals, is getting out of your high interest debt. So a fourth principle on this would be maximizing your income, right? So how can you maximize your income? Well, if you are providing a skill at the workplace and you're going over and beyond, and you're showing and you're demonstrating to your work that you are bringing in extra revenue, or you are decreasing expenses, that is something that you should bring a light to your employer, because they do want to see that, right? And so being an employer myself, we're so busy that we don't have time at times to see all of that. And sometimes there's a lot of work done in silence. And so you have to go and bring it up. Say, hey, I've been working on this. I brought in this many clients. I brought in this many revenue. I was able to decrease the expenses by this much. Instead of using this much, we use that much. And, actually, instead of using this product, we can actually use this product. I actually found that it's less expensive, because all of this will definitely help you get a raise, get a bonus, get a promotion. And also, too, you are increasing your skills. The more skills you have in the workplace, the more you're able to contribute, the more you're able to decrease expenses. Employers look at that. That's so important. So we have to start thinking differently, right? And maybe you're thinking, oh, well, that's not what I got hired for. Well, again, honey, that's just a mindset thing that we need to work on. So The fifth principle would be looking into long-term investments. And this could be stocks provide dividends, right? This could be EFTs. So these are other ways where you don't have to put a lot of money into it, where you will be getting some type of money back, right? And you're not messing with it every single day, and your money is safe there unless you sell it. This also counts if you're looking into real estate, also index funds. A sixth principle would be living below your means. I know this might not be the most attractive thing ever, but this is when you really have to think about, do I really need to go and buy another pair of shoes? Do I really need to get a Gucci bag? Do I really need to get a Louis Vuitton bag? No, you don't. I don't even have a Louis Vuitton bag. I'd rather put that money somewhere else that's going to actually produce more income for me instead of spending more money. So we have to start thinking differently. A seventh principle is producing other sides of income for yourself, multiple streams of income. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about maybe there's something else you could do on the side, right? Maybe there's something else, a skill that you have, a talent that you have that you can start having some more different ways of bringing in income. Because if you only have that one source of income, you're really risking a lot, because what if something happens to the market? What if they have to shut down the company, right? What if it gets replaced by AI? So you have to start to think differently with your mindset, and also getting those new skills to be able to provide more value in the workplace, or do that side hustle. Maybe you can babysit, whatever that is, but you need to start bringing in some more income so that we can go back to the whole budgeting of the 50, 30, 20%. Now, eighth principle is protecting your wealth, right? So let's say you were able to get some money and you were able to actually put it somewhere. Maybe you bought yourself a new car. How would you be protecting yourself on that? You want to make sure you have insurance, right? So these are these basic things that you do need to start putting money where it really matters. With wealth protection, you want to make sure that you have the right insurance with your health, your wealth, and disability. Also with your real estate, you have a property, you actually were able to get a property, do you have the right insurance to protect you just in case something were to happen? And then also is diversifying your income. If you were able to get in some more income, put it towards other investments, you want to diversify that, because if one business goes down or one source of income goes down, you have 2 and 3. The ninth principle is to keep learning, and keep learning no matter what you do. And you want to be, getting new skills, learning new, self-education. That is the most important thing you can do, and spending all that money that you have and just investing in yourself and in your education, because it's going to pay off. And if you feel like you're in a job right now, or in a 9-to-5 and it's just not the best thing for you, and you're like, man, I want to do something else, you have to really conquer that task. You have to be so good at it. You have to be able to learn that, because what if that opens other doors for you? What if you learned a skill there that's going to help you prepare you for something unknown and unforeseen? And I really believe in that, because if I, especially myself, have gone through that. Before I got into real estate, before I became an employer, before I became a business owner, I was a registered nurse. And before it was that, I worked and I was a waitress. So I had to go through a lot. I learned a lot with communication. I learned a lot with being in the industry of serving other people, and all of those skills has helped me today, and now became a leader, and to also have employees and to teach them that everything compounds. Everything you learn is not a waste. Everything that you're in, or every job that you're in, you're gonna learn something from that. And if you feel like you're not, and you're dragging and you don't want to be there, you really are just going to let yourself down, realizing you are missing so much opportunity. And the 10th principle of building wealth is you need to be consistent and you need to be patient. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. And a lot of individuals, they might get in a situation where they're learning and they're growing, and then, it's not fast enough for them, and they're not getting paid more than they wanted because they've been there for 4 years or 5 years. Honey, things are not instant. Things take time. Things that come quick do not have a strong foundation, and it will crumble. So if you're in a place where someone is teaching you, growing you, pushing you to be more, and you're having resistance because you don't want to do all that, you're only hurting yourself once again, right? And so being patient, understanding that, you have to understand that you have to build everything I told you. These 10 principles are so important. You got to get this down before you get to the next level, right? So I hope these 10 principles helped you. If you need, go back and rewatch this. And I hope to see you more. If you have any questions or comments, or you want me to explain a little bit more about stuff, please put it in the comments, because that will help me know exactly what you want to hear from me.